Hello everyone, welcome to Indie Game Voice, here to support the indie industry and promote games to help indie developers. I'm here to introduce an interesting game called Crimson Knights. Crimson Knights was created by Spiky Fish Games. Now, this game is pretty straightforward, and so far I like playing it. So let's get started with this gameplay video. So, Crimson Knights is a multiplayer dungeon crawler where players try to survive floors of enemies. I mean, floors upon floors of enemies. There are a lot of enemies in this. I did not expect to be swarmed every 2 seconds with swarms upon swarms of enemies. Yep. So players can team up with friends locally or play for themselves in 1 to 4 player action. Trust me, I advise that if you're going to play this game, I say try it yourself first to see how it is and how the feel of it. And then after a while of playing this game, get a group of friends, play it. Awesome party game. I have played it amongst friends, but for this video game gameplay preview purposes, I played it just by myself, as you see me shooting a tons of arrows at enemies. The next thing is, now I do notice that it does have the same mechanics as other arena type games, or constant floor game, like floor spawn games, but it does have the interesting thing of you do get addicted after a while of shooting arrows, cutting things down, finding interesting weapons, swords, abilities, things that keeps the game interesting each time, instead of just having the same weapon over and over and over and over and over and over. I can go on for 2 hours saying that, but let's just cut the chase. So there are a lot of fun weapons to find. Each one has different either stats to it. Some have different abilities, elements. So far I have found different types of shields, swords, axes, probably a mace somewhere in here, and a lot of other things. This game has a very interesting feel to it, so it's something that brings different than the other multiplayer battle arena type games that fighting countless upon countless amounts of enemies. Whew, I'm saying that a lot. So the next thing about this is that there is a lot of customization for this game. I mean, a lot of customization. Not every knight will look the same. You do have to unlock a lot of the stuff for these knights. So far, from what I remember from the trailer, there is about 108 combinations of how to make your knight look awesome. For now, I just chose the gray and white colors. This game, I had to admit, is something completely different than what I expected from what I saw in the trailer. From the trailer, it looks like I was to be honest, first impressions was going, this game kind of looks a bit boring. So I waited a bit. I looked at it, I researched it, and then when it finally came out, I recently got the key for it. It blew my mind to the fact that this game is totally beyond from what I expected. It's something great, for the fact that you have so many options to choose from, a lot of different types of enemies, ways to go into this big floor dungeon full of enemies. Should I go in there full rage and just cut everything in my path? Or should I blow something up? Or should I set it on fire? Should I just do something? Should I save up my money now and get something later? A lot of options, a lot of choices, a lot of things to think about while you're going through this game. Now that is something that most people want to see in a game that's like this. People don't want a game that's going to be constantly the same thing over and over and over and over again. You could go in this game as 3 different types of ways. You can go in there with a mace. You can go there with an axe. You can go in there with a crossbow. You can go there with so many weapons of options to choose. Followed by the fact that the enemies, they're not all the same thing on each floor. They constantly change on each floor, which is what people would like to play when playing a game like this. They don't want to see the same monster over and over unless it's the next volume up of the monster. You know, like level 1, 2, 3, 4, and then so on and so forth. And with that, it keeps the player wanting to say, I want to kill the next monster on the floor. I want to find the next biggest boss. I want to kick that boss in the face or in the balls, wherever. As long as you win. Now, this game does have a lot of modes to it. It has 4 different types of modes. I am friends with a person who made this game that this game was created by the University of Advancing Technology, a school I did go to. Now this guy is a very hard-working person. Him and his team, they all work together hard to make this game, and I had to say it paid off. Now with these sorry, I digressed a little bit, but the 4 modes they have, which I'm going to tell you now, is the dungeon crawling mode, which allows players to descend infinitely down different dungeons. Yes, I said that right, infinite. A survival mode where players fight in one room against hordes of enemies. So like, I'm guessing, I haven't played that mode yet, but I'm guessing hordes and hordes of different types of enemies each time. Player versus player, of course we all know what that means, which is every player can fight each other to decide the best player out of the group. And then there's floor mode, and floor mode is where an objective can be set for players to reach. Now I'm guessing that they had to reach a certain level or floor area, but still, it's something very interesting of a mode to go into, which I hopefully will start playing soon. So my last few comments about this game is, it's something I like playing from time to time whenever I'm bored or I want to play with a group of friends or go online locally. It's really good. I advise it. The enemies in here get really tough after a while, and there is a big boss that's a huge skeleton thing on fire, and it has claws and it kills things. Yeah, so if you have a group of friends and you guys want to play and have a long adventure of fighting in this huge crazy castle with tons of enemies and tons of things on fire and arrows and crossbows, I recommend it. This thing took me a while to kill. So this ends for the gameplay view of Crimson Knights. That's with an N, not the Knights. I hope the guy spelled that right. This game, it is on Steam. It is available. I will put a link in the description where you can buy it. It is a very decent game. I recommend it to anybody. And this concludes the first game for Indie Voice. Hope you guys keep subscribing and keep following and keep being awesome. I will see you in the next gameplay. Thank you for watching.